opportunity, but what they have to do is understand where they are with the student loan debt. Like, I don't want them to ignore it and allow it just to hang out for the next 10 or 15 years. So they need to control their lifestyle, learn how to budget, and understand that they can attack these student loans and get them out of their lives.
So what's the best way to do that?
Well, the best way is to, first of all, acknowledge that you have them. So you want to sit down and list your debts out, smallest to biggest. We teach people to attack debt using the debt snowball, which means we're going to attack the smallest debt first while making minimum payments on everything else, but then move down from smallest to biggest. The reality is getting out of debt's not about math and it's not about interest rate. It's about momentum. So when you start to pay on the smallest, when you build your confidence and you start to believe in yourself that you can do this, and that's how people get it out of their lives.
So what's the way to tell, young people, they've got a lot of things on their mind. A lot of them, they're ambitious, but they're in a hurry. How do you teach them to sort of go for the long haul?
Well, I think the best thing for parents to do is to talk to their young people about money. We've got to teach them to help them to understand they work hard to earn this money. You want to make sure your money's working hard for you. So that's where budgeting and saving and attacking debt and investing all come into play. But I've taught parents over the years to talk to your kids about the mistakes you made with money. What are some things you wish you would have done sooner? Inevitably, people tell me all the time when it comes to retirement, they wish they would have started saving in their 401k or 403b early. So that's a message to definitely pass on to these young people. Once you get out of debt and you build up an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses, start investing for your future immediately.
So apparently 65% of graduates, that's a lot, right, have student loan debt. The average amount is $28,000 to $43 million Americans own student loan debt. So that's a broader problem for all of us. But should young people look to work for companies that will perhaps help them pay their student loan debt?
Well, this is something that has come on here in the last few years as a benefit and a perk. I think the most important thing is for us to understand math. Are you being paid a fair wage, and are you doing a job that you can enjoy and you love doing? So I wouldn't make a decision for a job just based on that, because a company can start that program or perk and they can end it just as well. So don't rely on someone else to fix your situation. You take the job, make a good living, budget, but I want you to pay toward the student loan debt. Don't ignore it, because a lot of people don't understand, Dana. This debt doesn't go away. You can't bankrupt it. You can't get out of it. You have to deal with it.
It will follow you. One of the best columnists in America today is Jason Gay at the Wall Street Journal, and he wrote a column today about for graduates, and he says, your parents, they seem like they have it together. They're good people. Here's what your parents think about at night, though, just before they fall asleep. Oh, God, am I doing it right? What if I'm making a mistake? What am I doing? And the truth is, basically, he says, nobody really knows what they're doing. Nobody. Now, I think that that is true sort of in general, but there is one thing you can control, and that is your spending.
I completely agree with you. We can control our attitude, our outlook, and our actions with it when it comes to finances. So it goes back to the basics. I tell people time and time again, learn how to budget. Budgeting is where you tell your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. It gives you control, and it also gives you permission to enjoy when the time comes. So budgeting, saving, attacking debt, and investing, these are 4 things that we can do.
Chris, I have to ask, because money, it plays a role in all of your decisions and your thinking and the way that you experience life, the anxiety that you have with it. And we're talking right now, we're giving this advice for college students and their parents, but at what age would you recommend parents start teaching children about these things?
I think the earlier we start talking to young people about money, the better. Meaning by the age 7 or 8, putting your kids on commission, not allowance. You see, adults know that money comes from work. Well, if we can teach this to young kids earlier on, as they do their chores, if they do the chore, they get paid. If they don't get paid. It's just like that in the real world.
Yeah.
But take it a step further and teach them 3 categories when they're young.
Okay.
Teach them to give, save, and spend. And help them to understand those 3 categories are crucial to being a productive adult when it comes to money.
Chris Hogan, we loved having you. We'll hope you come back one day. Thank you.
Thank you.
So a type of